Hello and welcome to the show. This evening I'll be diving into the Marvel films of 2018 and will also be analysing what may happen in some of the upcoming films in 2019. However, I'm not alone today, thank God. I'm joined by Erin, who's a big Marvel fan, a good friend and a good cinema goer as well.
Yeah, I'd say that.
So let's talk about we went to the midnight release of Infinity War. What were your expectations of this film, and how are you feeling?
Oh my God! I mean, whenever Marvel brings out a new film, it's always quite a big cinema event, and it's always even bigger of an event when it's Avengers. I mean, that's its track record with Avengers has been some of the biggest films of their years of release, some of the biggest blockbuster, takings of. Box office takings in general.
They're huge in Hollywood.
Yeah, absolutely massive. And Avengers Infinity War was probably the biggest one today. I mean, we've had 19 films, 10 years building up to this one moment.
The big one. Almost.
Yeah, it's the pinnacle of Marvel so far.
Yes.
By a million miles. There was so much hype. Die-hard Marvel fans were just, sitting on the edges of the seat waiting for the release of this film.
And then the music comes on.
Yeah.
And
it was a massive moment in cinema history. I'm going to be brutally honest though, for me personally with Marvel, my interest and my appreciation of it has dwindled in recent years. I mean, Black Panther, Thor, Ragnarok.
Yes.
They kind of, I just found them a bit dull. I think it's got very formulated.
Leading up to the big
repetitive,
one, really. Yes.
Yeah, and I got a bit impatient waiting for a film that was as big as this.
Yeah.
So, but I went and saw the film and it absolutely blew me away.
It was incredible.
One of the top films of the year. I absolutely loved it. And I was so impressed with this film. There was a lot
going on in the film. We will talk about what's to come.
Yeah.
I mean, I was similar. I was very excited, and the music came on, and it was just incredible. We have a trailer now. Let's take a look.
Dread it. Run from it. The end is near. We're gonna need some help. How you been, Buck? Not bad. For the end of the world. Don't fight for one life. We fight for all of them.
Avengers Infinity War.
When you said we were going to open Wakanda to the rest of the world, this is not what I imagined.
What did you imagine?
The Olympics? Maybe even a Starbucks?
Everywhere April 27th.
Wow. I know what happens. I see it every time and I still get excited watching it again and again and again. Now, before we talk more into this, I want to pre-warn everyone at home. There will be spoilers. Please don't sue us.
Of spoilers.
There's a lot of spoilers coming up. Okay, so there's endless things to talk about in this film. We've got Thanos. We've got this guy here. We've got more Avengers than ever before, and a huge part of the film is in space, and that's key. We have seen it before in Marvel films, but we're not used to seeing it with the particular characters. So, Erin, let's start with the positives. What did you like about this film?
Oh my God, there's so much positive. I can't even think of anything wrong with this film, which shows how well made it is and well crafted it is. I think one of the biggest things that you notice straight off the bat when you watch it is how many people there are in this film. There's so many characters. There's probably 30 plus. You look at that poster. It's overwhelming how many of them are on there.
It's impressive, it is very impressive.
And, to get such an ensemble, and such a strong ensemble as well together, such a different array of personalities, all working together against this guy.
So this guy here, he had a big part to play in this film, and it was very centralised around him. He had the most screen time from any character.
I mean, you could even say it was Thanos' film, which is
what
I like to argue.
He had a backstory. He had, we saw him in some of the post-credit scenes before in some of the previous films.
He was mentioned as well, but he was always this ominous, enigmatic kind of figure. We never knew too much about it.
Exactly. I mean, Hulk said in the film about this is the guy. He started this war. He's going to finish it.
Yeah.
So what did you think about this character? I mean,
I'm so conflicted over Thanos as a character because sitting watching Infinity War, you can't help but, don't kill me when I say this, but you can't help but root for the guy.
No, you can understand.
Weird,
you can understand
it's so
it.
weird because you know that he is the threat. You know he's the antagonist. He's this merciless killer. We see that off the bat. Kills Loki. He kills his daughter.
I know.
You know, he does so many bad things.
It's Loki in the opening scene as well. I mean, you sort of, you fear for any Avenger. I mean, they're teaming up and they can't stop him.
Yeah, so. He is this unstoppable force, but he's also this like, you know, it's not sympathetic, but he's understandable, relatable figure.
In other eyes, people might not see him as completely evil. He
is a flawed character. He's got flaws, but he has clear motivations as a villain. Yeah. And that is what, you know, that is what is at the heart of a strong villain, and he's definitely the best villain that Marvel has produced to date.
We talk about how there's half of the Avengers are almost in space and half of them are on the floor.
You've got two different narratives.
What were your thoughts on some of the characters merging together? Some of them we haven't seen before.
There was some completely unlikely duos in this film that I loved. We had Tony and Doctor Strange, you know.
Yeah, that was a good mix.
Which I thought was a really fun relationship to watch pan out on screen. There was a lot of growth and development with those two, which I really enjoyed to watch. I really enjoyed as well Thor's place in the film. He had a lot of development in Thor Ragnarok, and I think seeing that now, how he interacts with the Avengers, you know, him meeting Cap.
That was within a year. It went from Ragnarok, and it went to
he's a much stronger, well-rounded character now, and Thor had some of the best moments in the film. Humor-wise, I thought.
Was,
you know,
him and Groot,
him and Groot, Rocket, and the bit with Star-Lord as well, you know, the back and forth.
The masculinity.
Star-Lord trying to match the hyper-masculinity of Thor was just really
So there were some happy moments in there we can see. Let's talk about the shocking ending, really. I mean, everyone, when we watched it, everyone was just
people went out sobbing.
Yeah, we know a couple of people who did.
We know a couple of people that went out sobbing.
So let's talk about the ending, and let's talk who died, who didn't die. What do you make of it? I mean,
you don't expect an antagonist this powerful to actually succeed, especially when he's got so much up against him. 30+ characters. Yeah. You know, to get all 6 Infinity Stones.
I was not expecting that. I think that was the biggest part of the film. He actually got it.
I didn't think that would happen in the first film. I thought maybe he'll get 3
in part 2.
He'll maybe get half of them in this film, and then in part 2 we'll get all of them. We'll have the battle, but he will fail ultimately. Yeah. He didn't.
He didn't, and I think that was pretty shocking. We'll talk about the end credit scene as well, in particular. Everyone's already shocked, and they always do end credits in Marvel. And there was a little hint at Captain Marvel. Yeah. That was interesting.
Next film.
She's never been seen in the films before. So what do you make of that? Do you think?
I mean, I think it was very clever of them because obviously we kind of know Captain Marvel's coming out in 2019. The next Marvel film. Yep. Obviously we had Ant-Man and the Wasp, but Captain Marvel is the next one, and I think it was clever of them to nod to that. It was very exciting as well. It was a little bit of hope at the end of a film when there was just so much
despair and
so much devastation, so much. It was heart-wrenching to watch when they all turned to dust.
Yeah.
But to have that little glimmer at the end,
glimmer of hope.
We think that Captain Marvel can maybe help us out.
So we are unsure on what the Captain Marvel film is going to have. Let's take a look at the trailer and find out.
So you're not from around here?
It's hard to explain.
War is a universal language. I know a renegade soldier when I see one. Never occurred to me that one might come from above.
I'm not what you think I am.
So, there we go. Let's find out what we're sort of expecting from the film. Erin, do you think it will live up to the hype?
Right. Prior to the trailer, I had a lot of anticipation and excitement for this trailer to release. As soon as it released, I kind of I feel a bit disappointed with it. I feel like I don't know if Brie Larson is going to really pull off this character.
She's got a lot to do.
She
in
seems
this, yeah.
a little bit unconvincing in the trailer, and I know that trailers aren't the full film. You know, trailer is the 2 minutes out of an hour and a half, 2 hour long film.
Yep.
But I am nervous now. I think I'm going to give it a chance.
Yep.
Obviously, there's a lot riding on this, though.
Yep.
There's a lot riding on it. First female-led Marvel film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's pretty. I think we should focus on that because that is a huge positive in
Yes.
Hollywood, really. I mean,
Very progressive.
there's also the first female director for Marvel, Anna Boden,
yeah,
terrific.
as well.
I mean, we've had Wonder Woman, which is DC with a Marvel,
Yeah.
with a female
And
protagonist.
I loved Wonder Woman as well. When I watched the Wonder Woman trailer, I was very, very nervous for it. I thought it was gonna try and be this progressive feminist film, but I thought it was gonna fall flat a bit. I thought that the representation might not have come across very, very positively, but it really blew me away, that film. And for a franchise DC that I'm not super keen
we'll
on,
forget about the rest of DC.
Wonder Woman really, really impressed me, and I'm hoping that Marvel, with
We'll do
their
the
track
same,
record
or?
of successful films, will be able to pull this off. However, we could have a little bit of a paradox where they don't manage to pull it off, but we will have to wait and
All we
see.
know is it's set in the 90s,
Yeah,
which is obviously before.
interesting, yeah.
Before any of the real Avengers started, obviously we got Captain America, but that's sort of a different aspect of it.
But you know, not as influential. But the interesting thing is, a lot of the original Avengers contracts have come to an end. We had Chris Evans announce his departure from the MCU, and I think my theory is that Cap will probably die.
So you're brave enough to say that you.
I am going to put it out there. If I could put money on it, I think Cap's going to be a goner,
That's
because
interesting.
if his contract's ended, I don't think we can say goodbye to Captain without giving him an honourable death. I think he deserves that as a character. He deserves a good farewell.
Yeah.
And I don't think he would get any justice through just kind of fading away. I can imagine him really putting up a fight against, Thanos.
I mean, we already know some of the characters we've lost. We've lost Vision. We've lost
Gamora,
Loki. What do you think will happen to the band of brothers as such? We've got Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk. They've all had trilogies as well.
Thor's set to have more films out, so I don't think he will die. I don't
It'll take a lot to kill him as well.
Iron Man is an uncertain one. I don't know what's going to happen with Iron Man, because I think his story's maybe coming to an end. I think he's been there. So he's day one.
Yeah.
2008. Iron Man came out. He was the original Avenger that we saw. I don't know where it will go.
We've asked what people at home have thought, and here's here we go. We did a poll, and 48% of people think that many people will die, and Captain Marvel will save the day. A lot of people think that as well. What do you make of that? I mean,
I
is that
think
accurate?
there is going to be a lot of death carrying through from what we've seen in the original film.
Okay.
The first Infinity War.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will die, and I do think Captain Marvel will play a big role in the next
Do you think
film.
she'll save the day?
She could. I know she's got a lot of powers, so I think she's definitely got a fair fighting chance of doing a lot of good for them.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out come May. Alrighty then, I'm afraid that's all we have time for on our discussion of Avengers. Be sure to keep us updated by following us on Twitter at Marvel Discussion, and use the hashtag #FateOfTheMCU to get involved in our discussion. Erin, thank you so much for joining in on our discussion today. I'm afraid that's all we have time for on the show, but until next time, goodbye. Thank you.